Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge the Lands Forever. Today, I have a 5v5 custom matcher on the most amazing Roxas map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the north, ending with Team 2 in the south. Starting off with Team 1's easternmost player in glow-in-the-dark green. It is Anteros going first land as an Aeon. He is an 1100 to his western Chevy Crimson. We have Babel going first air as an Aeon. Very interesting choice being on the land side of things and being one of the frontline players. He is in Chevy Crimson. He is a 1400. To his west, we have Glowstick going first land as a UEF. He is a 1500 type for the Heisman player on his team. He is in orange, the color orange. Last Team 1 frontline player, we have Yo Asakura going first line as a Cybran in Pac-Man Yellow. He is a 1400, and the player that Glowstick is tied with for the highest rated player on his team, it is Pepe's going first line as a UEF. He is a 1500, and he is in Royal Blue. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 2 UEF, 2 Aeon, and 1 Cybran. Team 1 lacks Seraphim technology. Starting off with Team 2's easternmost player in Ruby Red, we have Desert Wolf 216 going first line as a Cybran. He is a 1300. In Amethyst Purple to his west, we have Ninra going first land as a UEF. He is a 1400. In Imperial Gray in the middle, we have Blarg 6516 going first land as a Cybran. He is a 1300. In Lightish Red Pink here to the southwest, we have 1 Big Andy going first line as a UEF. In Lightish Red Pink, he is a 1200. And the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall in Rust is Touch My Berries going first air, most likely second air possibly as well. He is, again, a 1600 in Rust as a UEF. So for Team 2 side of the map, they only have Cybrans and UEF, 3 UEF and 2 Cybrans to be exact. So while Team 1 does have Aeon technology, Team 2 does not, which also means that for the entirety of the game, there are no Seraphim players. Apologies to those that arrived late but love to make grand entrances. Hopefully you enjoyed this game nonetheless. We already see some rating outbound here from Babel, but we're going to cover the reclaim on the map here before our players scoop it up. And by the looks of it, there is a decent amount scattered around the map. It's like small pockets, but there's a decent amount. For 10 players, we have minimized it. There's 16,000 reclaim, which means it's 1.6k mass per player. And in terms of mass point layouts, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 Trimex positions in the middle of the map, 1 in the west and 1 in the southwest, or the northeast and east here for Team 1 side of the map. So a decent amount of mass for each player to grab. I would definitely not be surprised to see Touch My Berries get the southeastern section of that Trimex position, and then 1 Big Andy covering these two, because it looks like it might be 1v1 at least, if not a 2v1 in favor of Team 1 on that western side. We did see a little bit of rating, as I mentioned, outbound from Babel. Him going first air definitely assists with that. He has gone, obviously, land to, of course, fight in the land game. We do see a nice little scout shot down by Ninra here in the east. So far, it is going to be a 2v1. So Team 2 opting for a similar strategy that Team 1 is. So Team 2 sending 2 players to the east. Team 1 sending 2 players to the west. It looks like it's going to be... Actually, no, it might actually be a 2v2 on the west and a 2v1 down the middle. So Team 2 has the advantage in the east. Team 1 has the advantage in the middle. And it's a tied game in the western side of the map. And the player of Blar going to meet a decent amount of resistance here from those 2 players. One is UEF, the other is Aeon. He is a Cybran, so all different factions here. Team 1 will have the advantage in hit points overall, but of course that may or may not change once players start to move to the middle to compensate for that incursion from Team 1. In the east, Team 1's lonely player of Anteros just pumping out units to spread around the map, trying to deny Mechs expansions here for Desert Wolf. Don't really know if that's going to succeed, because there are some Mantis building up here. They tried to kill off some early engineers. Looks like they were trying to go after that one if they did know it was there, but doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. And Blarg, noticing the threat from the skies from these bombers, retreats to his frontline position. Those bombers diverting to the engineers slash Mantis here in the middle of the map in that southern direction. And I think those, those bombers are going to stay there. It would be kind of probably a little bit more advantageous to keep going further south and try to just harass any engineers or maybe T1 Mechs or even P-Gens in the backline here for Team 2. Team 2 not being as aggressive in the air, focusing a little bit more on land. We do see, of course, the air facility for the rearguard ISO player already upgrading to T2. Team 1's air player looks like it's might just be Babel for right now. He has not gone for T2 air, so Team 2 opting for a little bit of the longer game approach of going straight for tech first rather than being a little bit more aggressive. We're starting to see some mobile T1 AA and some static as well here for Blarg in the middle of the map. Those bombers aren't going to get as much value as they did. Bombers now diverted to the west to capitalize on the fact that the western side doesn't have anything in that regard. When Big Andy will have T2 online, he can spam up some flat cannons very quickly and gun damage range coming online here for Touch My Berries. Looks like he's just opting for a T1. And those bombers going to continue to divert southward to start, again, harassing Team 2 on the western side while Team 1 harasses the middle here. It's mainly just the calm of Babel and his units, and Pepe's is in the middle going for an air facility, probably just for air scouts to cut down the travel time, as well as just getting engineers, of course, for reclaim. Of course, no one has an upgrade in the middle map here, so for Blarg going for more Team 1 PD to try to secure this position. He may or may not get that one online just due to the fact that Babel's commander is just right here, so I think Blarg is going to be forced back. Babel going to focus on the commander, and it does look like Blarg will be forced to retreat. Mantis are able to come into range and swarm those of war, and now the tide favors Team 2's Blarg as the Calm of Babel does retreat. T2 coming online here in the east, and gun. So we have one gun in T2 in the west, one gun in T2 in the east. Love that kind of division of responsibilities. One does base building and defense. The other one does more of an aggressive push. And we do see those units starting to surround Babel, but the Kama Pepes does come and assist, so Blarg will be forced to retreat. But of course, this will delay the incursion from Team 1 at least a little bit. There are two comms, of course, but with one slightly over 50%, Team 1's Babel going to be thinking a little bit more defensively, a little bit more cautiously, rather than being as aggressive as he could be. A couple of units here outbound for Glowstick, trying to skate around the western edge. I don't really know it's going to get a whole lot of work done. I might get some engineers down here, but there are Mantis moving into intercept, so I don't think that's really going to go anywhere. Stealth has been started here for Yo in the west. Hasn't even gone for gun yet. Going to go for stealth first. And Glowstick has no upgrades. I don't think anybody on Team 1 has any upgrades for their commanders. We do see still Team 1 is forcing their way forward, but again, the danger comes. Team 2's units going to start to encapsulate those very frontline players and far forward players of Team 1. You can see those units moving in to intercept. The Calm of Desert Wolf does has his gun upgrade. Sent most of his units to move. Does have some AA escorting them. And even Ninra has that T2 starting to creep a little bit to cover both the approach in the east and the west. And trying to, again, push Babel and Pepe's back. This is, again, very aggressive. And the danger becomes Team 2's comms can easily move in and pincer maneuver that position. And Team 1's comms probably should start thinking about this, especially due to the fact that units circled all the way around that plateau in the middle of the map to try to isolate any sort of reinforcements for those comms. So either they bunker down in this Trimex position or they retreat. And at this point, they might as well retreat. We do see Ninra coming in with, again, a T2 comm, but a comm nonetheless. It's better than nothing. Babel is still pretty weak, reclaiming as we speak, and Pepe's reclaiming as well. That gun upgrade Calm of Desert Wolf forcing back Asteros in the east, so Team 1 starting to lose a little bit more of that advantageous territory that they had. You can see all the units starting to swarm the middle of the map here for Team 2. Gun upgrade almost done here for Touch My Berries. He might even divert eastward to assist. It's going to be 2v2 so far, but if he shows up with that gun comm, it's going to be at least one player dead here in the middle of the map for Team 1. At a minimum. Might be Pepe's, might be Babel, probably would target Pepe's just because he is the air player and kind of slow that roll for him. T2 air is online here for both of those players, and T3 has been started for the Rust player of Touch My Berries. And Pepe's commander is starting to be swarmed here by those Mantis. There are a lot of them. Babel moving westward to assist. T2 PD starting to be pressured here from Ninra from the east, and will force Babel and Pepe's to that western side of the middle. If only Touch My Berries. Oh, no, he is moving in that direction. But that pincer maneuver is starting to just collapse onto the frontline position that players of Team 1. Back, says Babel. I guess the order has been given, or the suggestion of, hey, we should probably retreat has been given. So it doesn't look like anybody's going to die yet. Again, Team 2 has been forced back. It does show in the ecos Team 1 is leading in that regard. But that could have been very risky. We do see on the west lots of pressure here from this western side here for One Big Andy, getting some Mongies for that extra range. And gun and stealth has now been online here for Yo in the west. It might be some pressure outbound from Glowstick. It's going to be the standard gun versus T2. They're both UEF, so the hit points not really going to favor, except for Glowstick, of course, having the extra 2,000 from the T2 upgrade. But going for TMD first, going to start losing a lot of his forces here for Touch My Berries. Decent amount of efficiency for him. He'll probably get close to, if not get that 1-star out of these units. He might be just barely close enough. I forget what the number is. He's going to start reclaiming as well. Just needs to kill off a few more of them. That should... No, he's going to be close. He's going to be very close, but I don't think he'll get it. We'll just see. We do see Ninra now shifting eastward to assist in this push in the eastern side. Again, T2PD really saving his bacon here, allowing Desert Wolf to focus a little bit more on getting his T2 up online. And everybody in the game besides Blarg, who has been, again, just faced constantly by Team 1, is at T2 at a minimum. The Rearguard Airsoft player, Pepe's at T3. Same here. Oh, no, not even same here for Touch My Berries. But even though he started the upgrade first for T2 and then T3, Team 1 is able to pump out that T3 air facility quite nicely. I mean, when Blarg is only sitting on 23 mass income, there's not really a whole lot he can do. Gun damage range started here for Ninra as well. It does finish off very quickly. It looks like it might be a concerted effort to force back Asteros in the east. We do see some tactical missile mobile launches online here for the cyber player Yo Ashakura. I think I'm saying his name right. And One Big Andy does have some TMD. Oh no, those are zappers. I'm hearing from over. He needs to get some TMD online. Mongi's running around. Probably shouldn't be running around with that comm nearby. Just gonna make that a point there. Wall section's now gonna be established here to try to funnel Team 2's units into a kill box, which may or may not work, but tons of engineers online doing that. The distribution order definitely a huge advantage in that regard. Getting that wall section built very, very quickly. The comm of Desert Wolf does retreat a little bit to hide behind his units and let his units push in. There's not really a lot of PD. There's only really just Team 1 defenses here in terms of units, not necessarily actual defenses. Overcharge coming out does miss, but we do see Nuno pushing this eastern side. A couple of Team 1 PD coming online. I think it's a little bit too late. Once that second gun comm gets there, it's all over. The radar will go down. Does Team 1 have a backup? They do. They have actually a lot of T1 backups, but they don't have a T2 online. Kind of, well, I mean, I guess it's almost 13. Oh, no, there's a T2 online for Ninra, so yeah, probably T2 radar definitely needs to be thought about here for Team 1. One Big Andy does get forced back. He doesn't have the range advantage or any sort of upgrade to his range, so Yo does have that range advantage. 2v1 says Asteros in the east, and it is showing here. Team 1's comms of both Pepe's and Babel very, very grateful probably that they did retreat, because Team 2 had a huge advantage coming around there. I think that move outbound from Desert Wolf was just enough to just shake up Team 1's comms and be like, yeah, it's probably not a good idea that we're this far forward. We do see some reinforcements outbound for Babel to assist in defense. But there's two gun comms here. One has T2, one only has guns, so Ninra can get a nice fire base online very, very quickly here. There's really only T1 units in this mix as well. There is a nice T3 broadsword gunship and another one coming online here for Pepe's. Where's the T3 air? Well, it's coming online, but it's taking a minute to get there. Looks like they're focusing on Ninra's commander first. There is some flak nearby. Ninra is taking lots of shots to the body. Needs to get underneath shield coverage. This parashield needs to move. Interceptors coming to try to take out some of the hit points. ASF also coming in here for Ninra. No, that's actually... Yeah, no, it's from Ninra to try to deal with that gunship. Black doing a decent amount of damage. Ninra is in the yellow. He's still trying to survive. Interceptors also for Desert Wolf to try to just slowly eat away at all those hit points and provide some cannon fodder for the ASF from Glowstick to come in. And the Glowstick ASF is just enough to deal with most of those with the Interceptor assistance. Team 1 AA being spammed at Nimra is in the red, sub 2,500 hit points and falling very, very quickly. That gunship hit point is also dropping, sub 1,500. Blaze nearby needs to get out of range immediately. I think a couple more shots from that T3 gunship broadsword might be enough to kill him off. Or maybe, I think, a couple Corsairs. Well, he is... The air player of Pepe's is UEF, so you could go for some Januses. But definitely very, very close of a kill here for Team 1 against Ninra. That would have been a great grab. Would have slowed down the momentum on this eastern side. Done a very good job in holding that position. But Ninra will retreat. Needs to get underneath shield coverage. Yep, he's building T2 as we speak. This would be the perfect time for some Janus to be outbound. Strat Bomber, that's going to work. Outbound here for Pepe's. How much health does he have? And doesn't have enough. Needs to get his parashields to protect both the T2 and the comm, which he's doing as we speak. All the shields are moving. Oh, this is not going to be good. The shields uncovering the comm. This could be the first kill of the game. There it is. It's outbound. Parashields move back to cover it. Does protect the comm from that shot and gets underneath that T2 shield. Ooh, that would have been very bad. ASFs do come in and go after that bomber. The bomber is shot down. Great pickup here by Touch My Berries, and was very, very close to dying here for Ninra. If that parashield grouping did not move over to the west just a smidgen, that would have been death. That would have been not good things here for Team 2. I do like this really weird like house thing that they're forming in the middle. Essentially, they're just locking this off, so it's really hard to travel for them, and it's really hard to travel for their opponents. It's one of those kind of double-edged swords kind of scenarios. But Team 2's Desert Wolf still pushing. That gunship rush almost got the kill. Strap Bomber almost got the kill, but just, again, close when he counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. So it's just, you gotta seal the deal on that. It just couldn't happen here. Sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it does. It just depends on the game, depends on a little bit of luck. Obviously mostly skill, but there's a tiny bit of luck depending on how the bomber moves in and drops the bomb, how the artillery shell lands, a whole bunch of things. Kind of, you know, a little bit of RNG in the game here. Got to have a little bit of flavor text here in this game. We do see a concerted effort here from Team 2 to push against Yo, but Yo's going to hold, especially getting some bricks online and some assistance from Glowstick. Getting lots of TMD to just protect his position here. Doesn't want to get not strat snipe, but not telesnipe, but tactical missile snipe. There we go. Shield started here for Ninra. Definitely a good upgrade. He almost has enough energy. Looks like he's probably negative just due to the fact that everything's offline. Yeah, he just needs a little bit more. If Team 2 hands him just a tiny bit more energy, that shield will be online and it will be finished here pretty quickly. And it does look like Desert Wolf is being forced back by a ton of blazes here. Outbound here from Asteros in the east. And looks like he will get out of dodge once that shield comes back online. Nice little haven here for Team 2 to hide behind. The shield is online. Doesn't look like Ninra has the power to handle it. Oh, he's fixing it a little bit, so starting to get that power online and situated. There is a gunship outbound here. The ASFs barely miss it. Oh, that's going to be a great engagement here for Team 1's ASFs. The ASFs turn around. Oh, Desert Wolf, you need to get underneath T2 shielding or something. He is building one as we speak. There's a decent amount of AA that has been built in the interim because those gunships came in earlier on, which means that gunship did not last very long, and that other one goes, nope, not moving. In the western side here, tons of Team 1 Mech Marines spamming out the western side of the map. Team 1, they don't see it. They kind of see it, but they don't really see it. Air Scouts will definitely give them some nice vision on that, and some bricks are being diverted for that. Not really a lot of tactical missile sniping or any of that sort of thing. Lots of TMD have been built, at least by Team 1. I don't see a lot on Team 2's side of the map. I think Team 1 would benefit from being a little bit more aggressive in that vein. TMD and the TMLs in the middle might be very beneficial. No one's using the plateaus as of yet, except for the couple of radars on the western sides here. And one big Andy is being forced to retreat by just the hordes of flapjacks and the Vipers online here for Team 1. And those bricks are going to stop that push very, very, very easily here. Because they're mech brains. They're very easy to deal with. Laser has been started for Desert Wolf. Very, very interestingly. Wants to be very aggressive with his commander. Using the fire beals as a way to deal with the units outbound here in the eastern sides here. Some of them do get spotted, of course. Well, actually, no. I don't think all of them can be spotted. No, they don't have. They're not in Omni range. But one explosion does kill off a blaze. That is the thing. It just takes one explosion. Needs to get some jesters. Needs to get some more rhinos online. Shift the calm over a little bit. Looks like he's still going to go for that laser upgrade. T2 PD starting to creep here for Babel. Babel has shifted his focus to the eastern side, seeing that as a little bit more weaker of a side versus the west. I mean, granted, when you have one comp versus two and 2v2 on the west, kind of might favor the eastern side. Also, Team 1's doing very well in forcing back Team 2 on the western side, so Babel's assistance would be greatly appreciated on the western side, but it's probably more beneficial to hold this side. But you see a couple of units just sitting here for Desert Wolf, not really moving. He does have a couple of rhinos, would be very effective, but they're not moving and taking much of shots from artillery, so probably be a little bit more beneficial for moving. T3 coming online here for Ninra. Probably going to go for Ravagers to try to force back the front line here for Asteros and Babel. And Pepe's, of course, just focusing on air production. He is the air player. That does make sense. In the rear, same thing here for Touch My Berries, focusing on air. Looks like he's starting a upgrade of him as I think that's a T3 upgrade, I would assume. This is the left arm, so yeah, I think that's the T3 upgrade. And missile launchers just again doing the same thing that they're doing on the western side here. I'm going to speed it up just a smidgen and talk about how the game is progressing overall. Team 1 and Team 2 have all 5 players remaining for each team, so no one has died. There were some close calls, but no one has died yet. Team 1 sitting at about 600 mass income. Team 2 about 500. Just rounding off numbers, so about 100 mass in favor of Team 1 per second. And the map control definitely favors Team 1. I'd say about 55 to 45. There's definitely just a devoid of mexes in the middle of the map, so even though they have more territory underneath their control, they don't have as many mass points. They do have this one over here to the west, so that definitely will favor them a little bit. They have to actually build on it, but they've denied it. They've also denied this Triumph position here for one big handy. Is being forced back by that comm of Yo Asakura. But if you haven't done so already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then please, thank you so very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please, thank you. I don't think that made sense, but anyway, I really do appreciate all the time and attention you give to the videos. I really, really do. So again, thank you so much. We did have a small air fight here in the west. Team 2 does have air control and sending in a couple of ASFs every time. Doesn't really do much. So huge advantage here. Well, not huge, but a decent advantage here for Touch My Berries. And one big Andy still being forced back by the gun nanocom of Yo Asakura. He has gun in T2. He does have 3-star veterancy, though, versus Yo's 3-star veterancy. Okay, there's really no favor in one way or the other in that regard. T3, 66% done here for Ninra in the east, and Desert Wolf still going for that laser upgrade, I would surmise. Doesn't have stealth, doesn't have nano, doesn't have cloaking. I don't know how much that laser upgrade is going to be that effective. T3 artillery online here for Ninra. Those demolishers starting to pepper this position here, deny the massive amounts of T2 shielding being established here. It's just fire-based wars, essentially, which will only favor Team 2 as the game progresses. You have Ravagers. I mean, there's already a position online. There's not really a lot of artillery here. The miasma would definitely favor Team 1 in terms of T2 artillery, but the longer this goes on, those Ravagers will just punch through that shielding, especially because it is close enough. In the west, still, Yo is very far forward in the south here. Team 2 could have a snipe possibility on their hands if they want to go for it. There's some AA coverage, but there's not a lot. And it does look like it's going to be one big Andy versus Yo. 17,000 hit points versus 19,000. But there's a lot more units online here for Yo. We do see some missile launches and some Percy's now making their way to the western side for one big Andy. So it will encourage Team 1's Yo to retreat for now. Ras has been started and finished here. He was going for T3. He has that online. Does have a strap bomber in the in the hangar somewhere. It's kind of just hanging out. But, oh, going for tactical missile. We might see Billy Nuke here for Team 2. Both teams have access to UEF tech, which means they both have Billy Nuke possibilities. Frontline players, though, I mean, we have Glowstick in the west and Pepe's in the north, so if anybody, it's going to be Glowstick. I mean, we could see Pepe's go for it too, but I think it's going to be Glowstick more than anybody else going for that Billy Nuke online. But it's a gun in T2, so he can go for that. And then tactical Billy Nuke has been started. So essentially, Touch My Berries is funneling or funding his Billy Nuke project with some RAS that he's producing. But very interesting, we saw engineers getting very, very close over here for Team 2. Not really a lot of Cerberus PD online, which is very weird because they're Cyber and why do they not have tickle cannons? A huge amount of investments into the shield facilities here for Asteros. He's really focusing on it. I feel like somebody in the game is probably going to go for experimental here pretty shortly, especially on Team 1, being at 860 mass income versus 700. And that Monkey Lord is halfway done here for Yo. I think that's the only person going for it, I think, at the moment. And I don't see much of anything else. Team 2, is anybody else going for experimentals? Monkey has been started for Blug. That's actually almost done, so Blug will get the first experimental online, unless I somehow missed one somewhere, which is totally possible because I miss stuff all the time. Which, of course, I apologize for, but it's just one of those things. Ravagers are online. Ninra was going for that. And getting some mobile and stationary T3 AA as well. At least, yeah, he's going for the SAM site as we speak. Which I can actually say SAM site and refer to all T3 AA for this game because there are no Seraphim. So that's the thing. Because Seraphim do not have SAMs. They have essentially direct fire, just one little plasma shot, and it shoots the target. It's not like a group of missiles, the surface-to-air missiles that the SAMs, of course, that's their acronym. But we do see that army pushing forward here for Ninra, going to give them a little bit more of a buffer for that Ravager trying to poke at all the shielding here. We do see tons of missiles outbound here. There's only one TMD, that one Volcano. Not really a whole lot of action here for Team 1. They're just going for shields, not really actually anything aggressive in terms of firepower. Just going for just straight hit points in terms of shield hit points. Don't know if Asteros is focused. He probably should focus a little bit more on getting some TMD, some artillery, something to really combat this base here. Nano repair is done. He has the laser. He's going for cloaking. Usually it's the other way around, but he went for the laser first. Very interesting. Very, very interesting, but he is able to pull it off. This could be very huge here for Team 2 if they're able to push in. Where is Team 1's Omni? It's right here. So unfortunately for Team 2, Bill and Nuke did get grabbed here by that Volcano, as I noticed. That Omni will most likely see Team 2's as Desert Wolf if he does shift over, essentially over this T1 mix. And Billy Nukes are outbound here from the air player of Touch My Berries. Of course, Volcanoes can grab them and delete them. And that Monkey Lord going to force back Team 1's Glow Stick. Doesn't really have a lot. He does have some Titans, but not really a lot of Percys. They're not going to be really designed to take out this. Looks like they're moving eastward to just avoid at least a little bit. Ravagers are online. Laser going to retest. Looks like they want to avoid the laser at all costs. That's their main goal. And the Titans do move in. I like the strategy. Just kind of give a couple of seconds of time. The Monkey just, again, constantly retargeting units. We get a lot of time here for Team 1 to get some defenses and deal with this. But units do come in for one big Annie to assist in the push. And more units outbound here for Yo to come in. The Monkey Lord will die here. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Going to retest onto those Ravagers. And, yep, it's dead. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Great move for using the Titans as a distraction for just game mechanics of how long it takes the cannon to swivel over. Bricks moving in to shield this position here. Would have been great here for Team 2 to crack it, but it did not really work out here for Team 2, so they're just going to have to retreat, lose the mass, and call it a day there. And you could probably Billy Nuke that mass, to be fair, so that could be a move there. The shield base has collapsed here. Tons of Team D coming online here for Babel to just defend. But again, you're facing off against Ravagers as well. You can't really use TMD for Ravagers. ASF fight over the top here. There are some T1 AA, but they're... yeah, there's some T3 flares as well. So, not really the best engagement here for Team 2's air player of Touch My Berries. It's going to favor Team 1. Getting a decent amount of engagements here from Touch My Berries, though. Billy Nuke will land, force those units back, kill off some of them. Oh, yeah, I just don't know. Maybe he misclicked or something, but those ASFs are going to fly over Sam's and die. Yep, there they go. Air lost, says Ninra, question mark. Yep, that air is lost. Not by much, though, but it might be enough to encourage Team 1 to go for gunships once again. I do love how there's just spy planes sitting down here for Team 1 just to get just passive intel operations on the air player. That laser is done. Excuse me, the cloaking is done, and the gun, of course, has been done. 102 hit points a second, almost up to 5-star veterancy. Just needs a couple hundred mass killed. The position has already cracked, so I don't really know what he's going to do. The only thing that he really could do is just shove his way forward. The only downside is if there's a big target with Asteros, big unit, I should say. He is Aeon, so I think everybody's kind of getting my reference to the Colossus being just huge. It's not really going to favor Team 2. I mean, again, he can push in. Spy planes come over the top. That's it. He's done and dusted. He just needs to stay to the eastern side of the Omni Ring. You can see Team 1. They cannot see him. He has cloaking, so they can't see him in that way as well. It has to be Omni that spots him. But it has to be a spy plane or something that has an Omni range as well. They might notice pings do go down. Bricks escort the comm. Laser is done here for Team 1's is Yo Asakura in the west. Might go for cloaking next. Might just stick there. You will die to air. We have no air, says Ninra. Yeah, once he gets spotted, that's it. He needs AA nearby. He has no AA. This might be the first death of the game at 30 minutes. Strap bomber over top. Going to go after the bricks. Looks like the comm is going to retreat. Team 1 does see him, so that's not going to go well for him. He's got to retreat immediately. That Omni. Wait, is that Omni in range? Yeah, okay. It's just barely in range. That's right. It clips over that way. So Team 1 will spot him, but he does retreat. Brick still pushed in, taking out some AA emplacements, though, is something. And a couple of units do come escort. Asteros is calm. He's moving more to the middle of the map. The Monkey Lord is online here for Team 1. They've already scooped up that reclaim. Team 2's one big Andy needs to get something online. Fat Boy would probably be beneficial to start shelling this frontline position here for Glowstick. The mass discrepancy has definitely been narrowed here between both teams. Team 1 at 1.3, Team 2 at 1.2. Total mass accrued. Team 1, 150,000 mass more. That's just due to the fact that they've just had that mass lead a lot more longer. And bricks being finished off by those gunships. Just don't see... I mean, there's a decent land army here. Team 2's Ninra could go for Fat Boy. He does have T2. I mean, going for Booby Nukes over the middle might not do a whole lot. Those, wait. Well, there is that volcano still there. I know, it's too far over to the right, to the left. It's not really going to matter. The end of me helps, says one big Andy. He doesn't really have any defenses or units or whatever. If he moves to the west, the units and the Monkey Lord will push out. If he stays there, the units will push in. Booby Nuke lands, barely clips a couple of those units. Sorry. Touch My Berries sitting at 8,000 mass killed. Does have a couple of strap bombers in the clip waiting to be used. Looks like the land army might engage. Not a lot of experimentals for Team 1's other players in the east. It's like, oh no, Fat Boy is almost started here for the air player. And still, oh, Colossus has also been started. Okay, there are some efforts to go for that, but I don't see anything from Babel. So I'm kind of surprised by that. You would think that more players would go for land experimentals, but a ton of AA here for Team 2. The gunships focusing on the T3 armored assault bots of the Perseus and not the AA. So a decent amount of those gunships will take a ton of damage there, and some of them will die. But definitely not the best engagement for those gunships. The Monkey Lord still pushing forward in the west. Strap bombers over the top, going after said Monkey Lord. It's going to take a little bit, but they'll start to chew those hit points slowly but surely. The Monkey Lord might actually just retreat and try to pull his bouncers or other AA units. One of those bombers already dead, so that did half of that work. Omni in the back, I love it as a backup. Not great for placement, though. Needs to be more in the middle of the map. ASFs, all of them move in here for Team 1. And they might try to airlock Team 1 or at least try to shield the Monkey Lord. The Monkey Lord actually going to retreat, which is perfectly fine. But they're going for a soothsayer very far forward here. Going to get a ton of vision on that front line here for Team 1, but going to be very easily killed off also for Team 1. So the risk and reward there. Definitely more of a reward than risk because, I mean, it does cost mass and energy. But Billy Nuke outbound, going after the Monkey with the brick, shifting a little bit more eastward. And there's no TMD right here. Are there any Loyalists? There aren't. Oh, no, there's one. Is that Loyalist going to be in range, though, is the question. Billy Nuke, oh, is it going to land? Yes, it does. Kills off almost all the bricks. The Loyalist was out of range. Oh, that's got to hurt. And there is that Megalith online for Blarg, being escorted by some Stinger gunships. We have some TMLs? They look like TMLs. Yeah, they're TMLs. Going after some P-gens. There goes that P-gen. That's going to hurt a little bit. Not a lot, but it's got to hurt. Oh, they're back here. Yeah, the Alohas. Aloha. It's whenever I say that word, it's whatever I think of. TMML, not TML, but TMM. Tactical Missile Mobile Launcher. But should be Tactical Missile Launcher. TML. GC almost done. Let them come, says Anteros. Fat Boy's also done, so that's going to force back the land army anyways. The further Team 2 pushes this land army in, the worse it's going to be. They probably should just retreat. Defense in this game is very powerful because the mass ends up sitting on your doorstep if you keep the position. Nuke online, loading as we speak here for Team 1. Team 2, they know about it, so they've known about it for probably a little bit. So if there's no SMDs online, that's definitely their mistake. SMDs, nobody has started here for Team 2. Oh, there's one back here, but that's not going to protect this position. Not going to protect this position. Not going to protect the air. Well, okay. Well, the SMD is back there, so it'll protect the air grid, but that's it. I am assuming that Team 1's orange to color orange player of Glowstick will fire his nuke at the air player or the front line in the east. Either kill the momentum for Team 2 or take out the air grid. That's definitely the two targets I would focus on, especially because Team 1 is doing so well on this western side. You don't really need to crack. I mean, you could crack it, but nuke outbound for Team 2. I didn't even notice it being shielded by all those engineers. Where is it outbound? I missed it. If it goes for the other nuke, that's gonna suck. It's going for the nuke. The SMD is starting to come online, but that is way too late. SMD over here was just built. That's not going to be online in time. And it looks like it's going to go for the nuke, so nuke going to kill nuke off here. And that is not going to feel good here for Team 1. Team 1 trying to get that SMD online too late, especially with this one. Oh, there it is. The nuke is inbound. Desert World built an experimental, most likely a monkey, but it could also be crab. And here comes kaboom. Kills off everything here for Glowstick. Will definitely take a chunk out of his eco as well. And will definitely slow his approach southward. Looks like all of his shield emitters have actually fallen offline. Especially with a Fat Boy nearby. Not the best thing to do. Not the best thing to do. Lose power. Not good. Not good. Killed off 71,000 mass for that nuke. 4-star veterancy on board that nuke. And obviously Billy Nuke. So it's just mini nuke, big nuke, and we don't see super nuke because super nuke does not exist. Because there are no Seraphim. Bunch of Perseus here. That's not going to feel good if they stay there, which looks like they're going to just engage the spam mech marines. They will barely get out of range, but that might clip the chicken, not chicken, might clip the crab a little bit. But Snow actually gets perfectly positioned, kills all the Perseus offs. GC has Omni. It does not have Omni. I don't know. What? No, it doesn't. GC does not have Omni. No, it doesn't. It got patched out. I forget how long ago it was, but it's been a while. I remember making a video, a couple videos actually, in fact, that people were like, why is there a cloaking, Cybran laser commander not being shot at by the GC? I'm like, well, there's no Omni on it anymore. FB, right? I don't know what FB is referring to, but good catch here by Desert Wolf, knowing that thing was patched out. That is huge. The Fat Boy, on the other hand, doesn't have anything of that as well. So Team 1, again, does have Omni in the middle. No one has died yet. 36 minutes. Very surprising to see a match where 36 minutes in and no one has died. Again, been very close early on, but no deaths on the record here. And Asakura built another experimental, most likely another crab. He has 3 crabs online. Where is that 4th one? Or is maybe that's the one they just built. Going for Bug. Don't really like Bug. The Team 1 does probably have more ASFs, but they're being more scouting it, just patrolling ASFs, not really engaging anything. They're not sitting in a ball like Team 2's are, but just definitely by the numbers, just in terms of visuals, we're sitting at Team 1 at 100 with 28 Janus ready for sniping as well as some broadswords, so definitely some snipe opportunities here for Team 1's air player. Team 2's sitting at 100 almost, so the ASF counts roughly favor Team 1. There come the Januses. They are inbound. Are they going for one big Andy? I don't know where they're going, but we'll slow it down a little bit so we can get some nice visuals on board these Januses. They are inbound. They're going for that Fat Boy. Left. The T2 left. Oh, there come the Januses. They are inbound. They're going to just nuke or just engulf that Fat Boy in fire. ASFs do come in. The ASFs for Team 1 also engaged. It is the major air fight here so far here for both teams. The ASFs get chewed up by Team 1, or sorry, by Team 2 on Team 1, and that Fat Boy is still alive. They do lose the crab though, but the ASFs are dead. The Janus are dead. Team 2 categorically wins the air fight, air dominance for Team 2's air player. There also are some ASFs here for Desert Wolf. Tons of energy being given to Pepe's and Glowstick. Unpause those. Needs to fix Con. Can someone else tell this Joker his Con is unstable? Con? Computer? Maybe he means computer. Maybe that's what he means. Anyway. Fire planes over the top, getting a nice view on Team 2's for Team 2's side of the map. And another nuke is outbound. Where is it going? The SMD should be loaded by now, so unless they go for the middle position, which honestly might be a good idea to knock out the Omni. That SMD, I was going to say, that SMD would already be loaded by now, but it is going to drop on top of Pepe's commander. That is almost a headshot. There it goes. Does kill the Omni off as well, so it gets a 2-for-1 deal there. The first player dies to a nuke snipe. 38 minutes, 40-something seconds on the clock here. First air player. First player of the game has been killed. It is the air player for Team 1, and that will go over to Glowstick. He'll probably give it over to Pepe's, but he might just keep it. I mean, he did lose a decent amount of his base, so he might just keep it. But just depends on his focus, because he's focused on land. I feel like Babble's definitely in the best position to switch mindsets from more kind of land-based defense to air versus Glowstick, but maybe he just wants the eco, which I can't blame him, because he lost his base to a nuke. So, I mean, I would want the eco too. Back Fatty says Pepe's. That Fatty is retreating. And again, that Omni is online, which means Team 2's comm of Desert Wolf can use his cloaking commander with the laser. Impossible to play. Novak says Pepe's. Don't know what they're referencing about. And Terdos. Do you want me to leave? Will you manage? Oh, maybe he's like lagging a little bit. So it looks like Team 1's also going to lose Anteros as well. There's some connection issues possibly. Yeah, it looks like that's what's going on. There's just some lag here for... Well, obviously we don't experience it, but they do. But given the fact that Team 1 has almost secured the entire western edge with, again, a couple of crabs and a monkey and a ton of AA, just denying any sort of bomber rush outbound. Another nuke outbound. It is from Team 1's nuke in the north. And it's going to the east for this position. Desert Wolf is going to die here unless he moves. The transport does pick him up. He's going to go up. Nope, see you, bye. There he goes. There he goes. It is a hop, skip, and a jump away for him. Should have got that SMD online like I mentioned earlier. That fat boy, it might get caught in the blast. Let's see. No, he's just barely out of range. But a lot of stuff goes up in smoke. Kaboom! That is going to hurt. We did see Duke coming online here for Team 1's glow stick. And that push in the wet still occurring here. Team 2 trying to hold on, but one big Andy's base is crumbling. This nuke, I mean, he just fired, so not really going to do a whole lot. It doesn't look like there's a lot of assistance going down to, just essentially just push the load for it. Laser in the sky is online. The comm of Desert Wolf is on the front lines. Soul Rippers do not have Omni on board. The ASF's here for Team 2. Chew those gunships up. And tons of AA. Billy Nukes outbound here from Team 2's comm of Touch My Berries. 46,000 mass kill. We'll get great value. Desert Wolf, don't push in too far. Don't push it. You're going to kill the air grid, says Blarg. We're going to kill their air grid. And then Ateros does control K. We did know he was going to leave at some point. And Monkey Lord in the east just going to die in that corner. And all those bouncers get out of range. Desert Wolf will maybe possibly get noticed. And there are some Corsairs going for that fat boy right there. So really going to work. There's not that many. That Monkey Lord does divert southward to go after what's remaining of One Big Andy. One Big Andy is essentially out of the game for now. One mass income. Only has a fat boy and some other stuff to his name. Soul Ripper comes in once again. Gonna right for the ASF. And then goes, that was probably not a good idea. And retreats. Kill the bug. I mean, they had the opportunity. The finger wasn't on the trigger. That's going to be it. Team 2 will lose the Omni and all the T3 mexes over there to the west. Bug. Desert Wolf says just kill it. Desert Wolf doesn't want to be killed from the sky from that bug. And Team 1 loses Blarg. He's defeated by Glowstick. He tele-snipes in. It doesn't really get a lot done, unfortunately, here. Team 2 loses the first player of the match. He's now 42 minutes on the clock. Team 1 has 3 players left. Team 2 has 4. And that Novax is sailing over the top to go after that air grid. And then we'll give everything over to Touch My Berries. We do see stuff being handed over to One Big Andy so he can micro stuff. And second Fat Boy coming online here for Touch My Berries. Getting more shields online. His nuke passively loading. 91,000 mass killed. Team 1 also has a nuke. Not loaded, but 64,000 mass killed. Going after the P-Gens. Definitely the move to go. There we get that nice cascade going on. Team 1 doesn't really have... I mean, they have no air. They are winning the land game on the west most handedly. I mean, they're essentially knocked out the entire western section of Team 2's main bases. And one player is essentially out. The other another player is dead. So really, it's a 3v3 with Team 2 essentially have it one player on Team 2 having dual bases. So you could give one over to One Big Andy, but it looks like Touch My Berries will keep that base from now on. It looks like it's kind of slowing down a little bit. Strat Bombers running around now. That's never a good thing here for Team 1. Looks like they might be going for Babble's commander. There's not a lot of AA coverage. There's some, but not a lot. Revenants are inbound. They are going after that comm. Babble doesn't really have a lot of hit points on board that commander. 1-star veterancy. Oh, one more will do it. Just needs to make the turnaround. That's the Strat Bomber. If it launches its bomb, it is going to kill that comm. Or just, the Novax will kill it before he gets to... the Bomber's like, I want the kill. And the Novax was like, no, my kill. And Babble is killed off by Touch My Berries. And it is now a 2v4 in favor of Team 2. And that aggression to the west has really petered out here. I mean, those crabs, they're building up another decent forest, but they're not going to get anywhere, unfortunately. There's more Fat Boys coming online all the time. I mean, there's 3 of them so far online. That's really going to deter a lot of land. Team 1 needs to transition into some sort of artillery, which they have been building, to be fair, so they have transitioned to that phase of the game. But is it too late? They don't have air by any means. They are rebuilding their air grid, but it's going to take a while. Is that another satellite online for Team 2, or is that just the same one? Possibly the same one. Some artillery is landing on that shield for the nuke, but tons of T3 shields are being built, so one artillery is not going to be enough to chew through that much shielding. And, of course, Touch Touch My Berries is going to resist the shielding, at least some of it, so it's not gonna go anywhere. You might as well just go after other stuff on this side of the map. Scathis in yellow here for Desert Wolf. Does Team 1 know about it? No, Team 1 hasn't really scouted the eastern edge here. Team 2's done a very good job of either locking them out or Team 1 hasn't really been focusing on it. Does have a secondary air grid in the south just in case, so that's where he's building his air, really in the corner of the map, so it's not really spottable. And we have some Colossus moving in the east. It sounded like I said Colossus for some reason, but a ton of Cerberus just trying to be spammed up here. Don't know if it's going to be enough, especially with the Fat Boy and a ton of T3 support coming in from the west and just the horde of gunships. ASFs are moving in to kill off all the Stingers, but the Stingers, again, there's a lot of them. Not all of them are engaging, but the air fight is going to happen. All those gunships are going to be killed off, but the main thing is it drew the ASFs from Team 1 in. It's going to be a decent engagement here for that player of Touch My Berry. It's going to kill off some of them, and some of them did die from AA. And those Colossus do just step their way forward, going after T3 Mechs. Nuke outbound here from Team 1's Orange Color Orange player, going after this position. SMD is online and loaded. Ninra learned the mistake here from the little eastern section of that front line and definitely corrected that mistake. So 2 GC mass gifts here for Team 2's player of Desert Wolf. I know where that mass is going, right to this project. It's almost in the green. That might actually end the game. If Team 1 doesn't notice it and Team 2 keeps it online for a decent amount of time. Team 1's also going for Maver, but I don't know if that's worth it at this point. I mean, especially because Team 1 doesn't notice the Scathis. They still don't know about it. They know about it, obviously, a stealth field generator and a shield, but that's it. And that's really protecting all these engineers from any sort of radar, long-range gathering operations. Artillery now shifted. Not going for the air grid here for Team 2. Going for the one in the corner. Going to get a great placement here from that shot. I say that. It looked like it was, but just killed off engineers, so not really actually a good placement. Artillery fire shield, says Ninra. I think I'm saying his name right. I want to say it's either Ninra or Ninrai, but I think Ninra might be the pronunciation. Looks like some exodus of some SACU presets going for the Maver. I do love the push here from Team 1 to just consolidate. I mean, there's only 2 players left, to be fair. They're going to try to get that Maver online sooner rather than later. But Team 2 knows about it, and that's going to be the target of the Scathis. Also, the bad thing is that Nuke is definitely in range of some spread shots here from a Scathis fire. So that is going to be a thing here. Scathis fire, speaking of which, is online. And oh, look what it's targeting. It's targeting the artillery. And Team 2 just holding the front line here. Did a very good job. They've lost a lot of territory, but they held the line. That's what matters. Does Team 1 know about it still? No, they know some things, but not really just a couple shields. Looks like they might spot it now. Oh, they don't see it. Oh, they don't see it. They do not see it. That Scathis chewed through the shielding decently quickly, though. The nuke is almost dead. I'd actually shift to just take out the nukes. You don't have to worry about that anymore. That'd be my focus. More shields going to be built. They need to be. And the Duke has now retasked onto the air grid, most likely. But here come those Scathis shots. One more shot from a Scathis will kill off that nuke. Or even the explosion from the PJ, either or. Shields are down around that Maver, and Glowstick Control K is seeing the inevitable doom of Team 1. It does leave Yo with everything at his disposal. There it is. His commander's over here to the west. And Maver looks like it was denied. It was rebuilt. There goes the nuke. That's done and dusted. At this point, we can just slowly speed the game up. Oh, I was wondering why the artillery was firing on this position. Looks like a monkey got all the way into here for Ninra's base. I think it went down the middle this way, but didn't really get super far. And bug spam here for Team 2's Blarg. Bug spam. Oh, just spamming. No. At this point in the game, Team 1 doesn't really have anything to fight back against Team 2. They have a Scathis. They don't have much of anything else. They didn't divest in their efforts. They are going for their own Scathis. Heavily assisted, I might add. I mean, Yo does have 1,700 mass to his name per second, so he's really fueling that thing very quickly, but it's not going to be fast enough. I mean, to be fair, it is building very quickly. And when I say very quickly, I mean very quickly. I mean, to be fair, it is on +2, but even if it was on 0, which it is going very, very quickly. I think Team 2 does know where it is, though. No, but they know where all the hives are, so might be just kind of a coincidence target. Probably, maybe just an educated guess. Most likely, gunships try to be a little sneaky. Doesn't really go anywhere, though. Team 2 kind of has a wrap on western defenses. If we're really going to go after anything, go after the eastern side. There's really not a lot of defenses on here. Yeah, there's not going anywhere. That base isn't going anywhere. There's too much shielding, too much PD, too much support. Scath is about to cross into the 50% mark, and it looks like the mass has been spent. No, he still has 36,000 to spend, so he's not completely devoid on mass, but I don't know, maybe they're just loading the SMB more, I guess? I don't really know. Oh, maybe they're all upgrading? I don't know really what I think he's splitting his focus on a bunch of different things, so it's not really going as quick as it was. And like I said, at this point, I'm just going to speed it back up. We still have a couple more minutes in this game left. I mean, there could be just a surprise of Yo pulls it out and kills everybody else off on Team 2. I mean, there are 2 comms right next to each other and 2 comms right next to each other, but he would need a Mavor, a Scathis, something to fire at Team 2, but he just doesn't have anything. And Team 2 does notice it. Scathis does get pinged, so that's it. Once the Scathis is found, that's it. Team 1 is done. I think I'm going to speed it up actually just to 4. And I'm getting +4 speed. Shots just
strategic launch detected.
Just sail across the map. Nuke is outbound. Where is it going? It's going for Yo's position, it looks like. Will that nuke land? I don't believe so. There are 5 SMDs loaded. Actually, I think it got shot down by this one, actually. But the Scathis does get finished off for Team 1. Firing at Ninra's position. Oh, that's definitely disheartening, at least a little bit. Team 1 did get that Scathis online, but unfortunately, I don't think they even know where Team 2's Scathis is. No, they don't even know where it is. They probably surmise where it is, but they don't have a clear-cut positioning of it. Pepe is getting pinging, saying, hey, there's some spy planes, found out what's going on. Going after the air grid. Team 1 is charging. Yo is charging with everything he has against the air grid. 2 nukes online. There are some crabs raining in. I'm going to slow it right back down to 0. He would have to take the air grid and take out the Scathis to really come back in this game. I don't know if he'll get anywhere, though. He'll probably get some Novax is killed. He might get a comm kill. Might be the key word on that. Looks like one big Andy already retreated, so he won't kill him off. You can just see how far Team 1 was in Team 2's main territory, main base, but just couldn't break through that eastern side. Scathis is still alive. No shields around it, though, so it will die here pretty shortly. Touch my berries. Control Ks. Okay, I gotta go. Oh, looks like he had to just go for some reason. That's definitely unfortunate, but at 53 minutes, 48 seconds on the clock, not really that much. He launches a nuke, because why not? Because at the last second, he's going to just fire it. There's a nice little send-off. He has 2 explosions. There's this one and then a delayed one. Kill beyond the grave, essentially. And the Scathis has been defeated. The air grid is mostly gone, but the attack didn't go as well as Team 1 would have hoped. And at this point, we'll speed it up back to 4. Nuke is shot down, unfortunately, so no last hurrah for Team 2's Touch My Berries. It is now a 1v3, but I don't count that as a kill, though. That's a I have to go, the door, sleep, whatever. It's not really a kill. It is a departure, but it's not a kill. Pepe's, talking about the Scathis. Scathis is being rebuilt, but it's going to take a while to rebuild that, especially under concentrated Scathis fire. I was going to say, did the second one get built? But that's it. Looks like Team 1's player of Yo just nopes out, and that is the game here. 55 minutes, 35 seconds on the clock. Team 2 wins the game, and MVPs of the game. I mean, I think I got to give it to Desert Wolf. Definitely instrumental in forcing back Team 1 on this eastern side. Obviously, he built the Scathis. He had a secondary air grid as a nice little bonus there. The only thing that he definitely made a mistake on was not going for SMD when that first nuke was launched. I mean, he tried to go for laser. That didn't really get to work as much as he probably wanted. He still has all the upgrades, though. Team 2 on this western side, a lot of it was defended by one Big Andy and Touch My Berries. And, of course, Blarg. He did teleport in, tried to kill off the air grid. Didn't really work. Had Team 1 obviously come in further and taken out the air grid, that would have been the game right there. But I think Team 1's mistake as well was not refocusing on air after they lost it over here. Once they lost air over here, that was it. Team 1 didn't really build any more air and didn't really go in a different direction. They went for our T3 artillery, tried to go for a Maver. We're a little bit late on the Maver part. Maybe they should have just built the Maver first and not the Duke. That probably would have got them a lot further. Would have maybe outproduced or constructed the Scathis a little bit. I don't know. That's definitely one of those maybe scenarios. But I think overall, I think Desert Wolf deserves the MVP for this game. Let me know down in the comments if you felt the same way. And, of course, if you haven't done so already, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And, again, thank you so very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I will see all of you in the next one.